VSU's Mass Media Building, located in the heart of Valdosta, Georgia, and inhabits some of the brightest minds in the country. Today, we examine a student who has made an impact from day one, a person that has turned a small idea into one of the most well-known sports podcasts on campus. This student is none other than Jaylan Scott.
So my name is Jaylan Scott. I'm a mass media major. I graduate in May of 2026, and I'm originally from Marietta, Georgia, but born in Columbus, Ohio. I really wanted to get a sports podcast started, or at least have something like that in high school, but I didn't have the time to do a sports podcast the way I wanted it to about my high school. So when I got here to VSU and I found out about the podcasting equipment and the podcast room, the mass media building, it really opened up that idea to me of starting a podcast. But the Inferno originally wasn't supposed to be a podcast. That was a thing we changed later on down the line as I got with my fellow Blazer Sports Media co-workers. Originally, the idea was going to be a pregame show. We were thinking about pitching a pregame show to our employers to see if maybe we can get a pregame show for the football games. And so it ended up turning to this idea where we can do it in a podcast style to use that as a bargaining chip, to use this as our pitch, use it as a reel, to show to the athletics department how we can actually make an entertaining pregame show. But then the more we did the show, it ended up evolving more into just being a podcast. So the way we get started with the Inferno is that every 2 weeks we get into the mass media studio, get into the podcast studio in the mass media building, where we've got 3 mics already set up, 3 Shure mics on boom arms, and they all connect to our switcher, or not our switcher, but our soundboard, our sound mixer. From there I do all the editing afterwards. As a matter of fact, I can actually go ahead into the podcast studio and show you how it's done. So coming out of here and just right down here, good old podcast studio. This is where we record. This is where we do the show. And you saw right there the three mics, sets of headphones, and our Mac right here along with our Zoom board. This is how we get everything done. So out of all of our equipment here, the most important one that we have so far is our board. So this is our audio board, a Zoom Live Tracker L8. It's pretty simple. Got a couple audio inputs up here, XLRs, headphone jacks so we can all hear each other. 8 audio tracks. We really only use 4 just for the microphones that we can change and adjust the gain, the volume, and all that. And this is what we use to record. So pretty much most of the prep work is already done here. These microphones are already plugged into our board. The headsets are plugged into the board. And everything just goes into the Mac. So for that, we just open up Adobe Audition, and I have to set up a multi-track to make sure that all of our microphone inputs are being individually recorded into Audition, so that we have individual sound files for every member. So pretty much to get started here, like I was talking about with the multi-track, we got go up to the top left here, select the multi-track option. Now usually I would just name the session, the Inferno, whatever episode we're on, and it opens up 6 tracks and the mixer track, which is all really I need. Now the thing is to get every host's individual mic, to make sure we got every audio channel set up, we gotta go into the in section here. So this kind of first, second, third row option here. And I usually go mono because stereo sometimes doesn't work. And I go mono, system default, Zoom, L8 driver in 1, and that's the first audio track. So for me, because I'm usually on mic 1, that's my audio track. And then we just go on, so on, so forth, and making sure that we got all of our individual microphones recording. And from there we make sure, hit the little R button to tell Audition that it's recording. If you don't do this step, you will not record any audio, and I'm pretty sure we've actually had that incident at least once. And that was not fun to later re-record. So that's how we get everything set up here, how we get everything from the Zoom board to Audition, and all we gotta do from there is just have a good show.
With the cycle of graduation ever looming, Jaylan recently had to replace one of the original hosts of the Inferno. He found that replacement in a coworker.
I met Jaylan at Blazer Sports Media when he was a freshman. Pretty much when I first met him, he was just like this this bright ball of fire. He wanted to know everything, and you know that he has had plenty of experience coming into it. And he recently just invited me to be a part of the Inferno, and it's been a great experience because he handles a lot of the technical aspects of it. Like he's editing, he's working with sound, and he's adding the sound effects, and it's just a great person to be around, and he's just amazing, you know.
Jaylan's journey at VSU is far from over. Along with his work with the athletic department, he plans to continue the Inferno until his graduation, using it as an opportunity to give more like-minded individuals a true voice.